Would you want to be able to play multiple games where, like on Words with Friends, you get done with one word, then you go to another game, do another word, go to another game, so on and so forth?
I hadn't thought about that.
Going with what he said, do you want a time limit for turns?
I would say that there'd be a time limit on the game so that if the game isn't completed in so long, then it just drops off. Because it could sit out there forever and ever and ever.
But no for turns, just for the game.
Just for the game.
A time limit just for the game.
Yeah. See, well, that would kind of time limit the turn, because if I took 2 weeks to take my turn and I say 2 weeks, if the game's not finished in 2 weeks, take it off the system, then that kind of gives you a time limit. You think ahead of time that if there's no activity in this game for 2 weeks, it's going to stop.
Hey, could you have like...
Sorry. Go ahead. No, you were first. You were first. You started first. Go ahead.
Like they were talking about, could you have like game types for like extended play, or like the people who want to play hardcore, like right there, one-on-one, get it done like that?
That's a good option. So whoever's wrote in the other question down, that could be a solution for me. And you guys know that all these questions that I say I don't know the answer to, you guys can come up with solutions for me and pitch them to me. There's not saying that I might not ever know the answer to it if you guys don't help me.
I think making a time limit on the game just as a whole would be best or something to do. Because, I mean, like you said, after 2 weeks.
Because isn't it like we're, and don't take this is just me as not as the customer right now. Isn't it like Words with Friends, or if you play dice with friends or whatever, it doesn't after, or
after a certain amount of time,
it just forfeits the game.
Well, no, after a certain amount of time, it just says it gives you the option to remind the player.
And then, but after a while, it forfeits.
Yeah, it forfeits the game.
So, you had a question.
Okay, would you want to be able to play with multiple people? Say you've got one game going here, would you want another game over here?
That's one of the things I'm still thinking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Do you like complete silence when you're playing the game? Like,
or do you want like little background music?
Personally, I get annoyed by background music.
No,
but
option for sound on, sound off.
Maybe your next customer.
No, you had the answer.
Sound on, sound off. If the game gets timed out, do you want the players to lose points then, or?
I think that the points go to the person who's not being forfeited. Whatever points are on board.
So who made the last move?
Yeah. So whoever didn't cause the forfeit gets the points they had to that point.
No. How many points?
Well, if the other player still has all their places,
just however
then,
many sound
yeah,
okay.
Then they would get all 15 points because they forfeited. The other guy forfeited.
Fair enough.
Now, one thing, as an instructor, when you're asking the customer for things, it's okay at times to tell the customer that doesn't make sense, or it's going to be difficult to do, or it's going to cost too much, or you don't always have to do everything they ask for, because they may not necessarily really want it. They just think it sounds good. If someone comes up with something, including her at this point, that really doesn't make sense, or that you think it's just going to be a little too extravagant or whatever, or that maybe even you think they really don't want, they just worded it funny, it's always valid to come back and say, how about if we do this instead, or this is going to cost you a lot of money to do this, are you sure you want it, or in some way. You don't have to do all of it. Somebody said time was up, though.
I think it's getting there.
Okay. 4 minutes.
Did you move?
Yeah, I moved to short term.
Yeah, see, y'all
That's
distracted her.
That's why I said to you that you guys can pitch me ideas through the proper channels, of course.
I mean, and that's part of as a developer, when you come up with ideas the customer didn't think of, quite often that's something that's going to get you the continuing job. You know, you thought of something they didn't, then that must be a good group to work with. So,
We could, I guess, take a picture of this and send it back to
some people are, I think. Somebody
Somebody
was.
take a picture of the board right now so that we can set it back up if we need to continue.
It's on video.
Yeah, he's got a video.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a bunch of people have video.
Okay.
So, we're any other thing before y'all go? I
We
think
don't have
it's
to worry
time.
about cosmetics of the game, right?
Oh,
You gotta please your customer.
Oh, well, that's
We do?
easy. I know.
So you want to have like
I'm so sorry.
customized layouts and stuff like that? Background?